Hey guys, you're back with Lace by Lex, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of topics that are trending and just a couple of things that I just want to highlight, being that Black History Month just passed and we are definitely coming into Women's Month. So, being that International Women's Day is today, happy International Women's Day to everyone who's watching this. If you're watching this a day after or a couple of days after, happy International Women's Month. So, if you don't like women, it's too bad. This is our month, so get over it. On to beauty news. There has been a release of the crayon case. I believe it's been out since February. If you guys don't know what the crayon case is, I don't necessarily know who was the creator for the crayon case, but it is a very high pigmented, bright, vibrant color palette, I would say, that is magnificent and completely worth buying. And I don't think it is over $50. I'm pretty sure it's like 30 something. But it's definitely worth $30. And having a nice pigmented, I guess you can say, eyeshadow to help, as you can see, the orange definitely was a plus for me. So I would definitely say, ladies, go ahead and check out the crayon case if you like really high pigmented looks, especially for the winter time, because I don't like to always be browned out or golden out or even like smoky eyed out 24/7. Like, yes, this is somewhat a smoky eye, but I try to put a pigmented cut crease that I made with eyeshadow, actually from Juvia's Space, that was called Morocco, this orange color. So yeah, check out that palette, guys, because it's definitely worth it. And I definitely think that you guys should at least give it a look before you pass it up as a goodie that you can possibly give yourself or give us your tax money, because it's coming, honey. Okay? Now on to more influential Black History news. There has just been a release of the new doll from Barbie, aka Mattel, that is called the Katherine Johnson doll. Now this is a doll that is brown, so I'm very happy about that, as well as her hair has the texture of an African American woman. So I'm very excited about that. But the reason why this is important is because if you don't know who Katherine Johnson is, she was an African American mathematician that worked with NASA as well as NACA for about 35 years, which is the predecessor to NASA, and was known for her celestial navigation. So if you've seen the movie Hidden Figures, she was played out of one of the three main roles. I believe, based on the way the doll looks, don't quote me on this because I also didn't see Hidden Figures. Based on the way that the doll looks, I keep touching my hair, I'm sorry, it just says itching. Based on the way that the doll looks, I'm pretty sure the person who played that role was Taraji P. Henson. If you know who the Taraji is, get your life. But Empire, I could do bad up on myself. Everything else that pretty much slays. And that's not a movie, I'm just saying everything she does, like Angela Bassett, slays. So that is the influential doll that they put out in order to promote not only Women's Month, which is this month, March, but Black History Month in one. So me as a Black girl, I definitely appreciate the fact that this doll is even thought of and representation was even brought into play here. And this last 2 months, at least I think the time span, I've seen a lot more representation, and doesn't make it better for the things that are going on between the Black community and the world. But representation is also something that we struggle with super hard. So this was something that definitely was a win for me, and a win for even people who aren't Black, because now you see that the only doll that exists isn't Kelly, who is Barbie's best friend, isn't the Kelly doll. Or you don't have the stereotypical Bratz dolls, which look, yes, very beautiful, but they're also hypersexualized. And they are, even though I love makeup, overly cosmetized to look like grown women when they're supposed to be girls in high school. So again, this doll looks more realistic. She doesn't have a whole bunch of makeup on. Like, yes, she has the standard Barbie lips and maybe a tiny bit of blush. But other than that, I don't see anything inappropriate about this doll. She's dressed how Katherine Johnson was dressed in the movie. She has hair that is appropriate to the representation of who she's supposed to be. So for me, this was a win-win. So this next segment is called Mess with Lex. And we are going to discuss the mess that happened at the beginning of this month. Sorry, not this month. Black History Month, February. At the beginning of this month, on the first day, there was a movie, a couple of movies dropped, and we're going to talk about both of them, because this is the mess with Lex. So there was a movie that was dropped, basically, by Blac Chyna, featuring Blac Chyna and a ex-boyfriend called Michi, who is irrelevant in my book. But if we're doing sponsorships and talking about who this guy is, he is a ex-boyfriend of Blac Chyna's, as well as a rapper. He was singing before that in a group that I forgot the name of, because that's how inconsequential he is to social media. However, there was a tape release with her and him doing some very explicit grown-up things, I would like to say. And for the Black History Month to be kicked off on that day, come on, y'all. We can do better than that. We can do better. Step your cookies up. Anyway, under the comments in the Shade Room and Tea Tenders, you see this guy. I forgot his name. Something with a Q in it in the Instagram. At least on Instagram. Who is saying, I released this. Other people are tagging him saying, I released the film. He released this sex tape, it was, to Tea Tenders as well as the Shade Room. And apparently they paid him for it. So he's on his own Instagram promoting the fact that he sent it. And it just was something that I was appalled by, because he literally was reposting. Like, I'm not appalled. Like, if you're doing it for the clout, the hype, like people following you, I understand, I get it. It's kind of a shame that we live in a social media world where people have to do all of that, but I get it, I guess. You got some followers, you got people that was like, oh my gosh. Then he's posted funny stuff on his story, as well as not necessarily posting the tape, but posting the fact that, oh, people are watching my story trying to figure out da-da-da-da because I said I sent the Tea Tenders and they responded back to me in a message. Boom, no one cares. Anyway, the second scandal was actually a associate, I guess you can say, of mine on Instagram at least, the Vagina Slayer, aka Alex from Black Ink Crew. Which one is this? New York? Is he the one in New York? I think so. I don't even watch the show. Like, this is how far removed I am from that world. I barely watch TV. I watch Netflix. You ask me what's going on Baseball Tell, I can tell you. I can't tell you what's happening on Love and Hip Hop. I can't tell you what happens on Bad Girls Club because that wrecks my soul. I wish I knew what was happening on American Next Top Model because it's the only thing I would watch, but both, right? So this person, Alex, and Donna, who has pink hair on the show, short hair, and sometimes she wears a pink wig, we're having, again, another tape being filmed by an unknown member of the actions that were happening in the video. However, this young man is rolling up while he is so-called giving old girl the work. I don't understand, but whatever. And it looks like he's just completely uninvolved, doesn't necessarily care. I'm not coming for him at all, but I heard that he had a girlfriend, and that was kind of for me. But I'm not judging. People do their own things. If it wasn't working, it wasn't working. I just didn't. I wouldn't have hoped for someone to have filmed him and tried to expose him like that, as well as her. I heard that she does this a lot, and it's not me to judge or call anybody a hoe because at the end of the day, I don't know her in real life, so I'm not about to sit here and talk about her. But I will say that this is what happened on February 1st to the 2nd. This was a discussion for that whole week of the month. But that is the most dramatic mess other than the Oscars, which, in my opinion, weren't that bad, to be honest. There was a lot of more black representation as well as Wakanda Forever walking around. But even without the Wakanda, it was pretty nice. I loved Tiffany Haddish's segment when she came out and announced one of the best somethings because, again, I don't watch TV. So, yes, that is a mess that I am at least concerned with because, again, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm not about to discuss Cardi with a Barty on my page, even though I love her. But, yeah. Speaking of Tiffany Haddish, there was a Beyonce sub in the song Top Off by DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Future, and Beyonce, produced by DJ Khaled, of course. One that I think is a single from his album that is supposed to be coming out, or it might just be a single just to hype up Beyonce and about to perform for Coachella. But there definitely was a sub to Tiffany Haddish who went on Instagram, I believe about within the last month or a little bit, I think, who went and exposed some private interactions that she had with Beyonce, and the queen did not appreciate it. In the song, you will hear her basically say her whole verse, which I was all the way here for. Didn't necessarily snatch my edges off how the last two albums have, but definitely was a surprise because B does not rap that much, so I was here for it. It was a bop for me. I've already learned the words for her verse, but that's not the point. At the end of her verse, she says if they want to party with the queen, they're going to have to sign a non-disclosure. And then she says, I took the top off the Maybach, and in the back you hear the ad-lib, Tiffany. Now, they've unfiltered the song and let you hear what it sounds like when it's just the vocals of Beyonce saying Tiffany, but indeed, she is saying Tiffany. And I know B can be subliminally petty, but this is the first time that, other than Keisha Cole and Carrie Hilson, she hasn't been like, oh no, chill. I've really seen her say chill kind of subliminally, even if it was to Kim, which this song was not about when she was talking about her cash and her body being real, and her ice being real. It was not about that. We all know that one, Kim is fake. Her ice, as real as it was, got stolen in France, and they was about to go bankrupt a little while ago. So, I mean, it could be a sub. I don't think she even cared enough to sub her, but y'all can read into what you want to read into. But I definitely know that she subbed the mess out of Tiffany Haddish, which might have been unnecessary, being that the level that you expect her to be on is above everyone else, because she's still a human being. She's not above anybody else, as much as I love her. But it was something that you would think that a B-star or even a C-star like Tiffany Haddish wouldn't have been even reconciled for, or even, you know, pinpointed to have been an issue. But she does like her privacy, so I understand the subbing. Also, I am the queen of somebody without being mean about it, and this was kind of mean. So if I'm saying that, it might have been messed up, B, but I love you. But it's messed up. But yes, that is the mess that I wanted to highlight, at least for black culture, that was wrecking the scene, other than, you know, sports and all this other stuff that I don't pay attention to. So. Now on to more influential Black History news. There has just been a release of the new doll from Barbie, aka Mattel, that is called the Katherine Johnson doll. Now this is a doll that is brown, so I'm very happy about that, as well as her hair has the texture of an African American woman. So I'm very excited about that. But the reason why this is important is because if you don't know who Katherine Johnson is, she was an African American mathematician that worked with NASA as well as NACA for about 35 years, which is the predecessor to NASA, and was known for her celestial navigation. So if you've seen the movie Hidden Figures, she was played out of one of the three main roles. I believe, based on the way the doll looks, don't quote me on this because I also didn't see Hidden Figures. Based on the way that the doll looks, I keep touching my hair, I'm sorry, it's itching. Based on the way that the doll looks, I'm pretty sure the person who played that role was Taraji P. Henson. If you don't know who Taraji is, get your life. But Empire, I could do bad up on myself. Everything else that pretty much slays. And that's not a movie, I'm just saying everything she does, like Angela Bassett, slays. So that is the influential doll that they put out in order to promote not only Women's Month, which is this month, March, but Black History Month in one. So me as a black girl, I definitely appreciate the fact that this doll is even thought of, and representation was even brought into play here. And this last 2 months, at least I think the time span, I've seen a lot more representation, and doesn't make it better for the things that are going on between the black community and the world. But representation is also something that we struggle with super hard. So this was something that definitely was a win for me, and a win for even people who aren't black. Because now you see that the only doll that exists isn't Kelly, who is Barbie's best friend isn't the Kelly doll. Or you don't have the stereotypical Bratz dolls, which look, yes, very beautiful, but they're also hypersexualized. And they are, even though I love makeup, overly cosmetized to look like grown women when they're supposed to be girls in high school. So again, this doll looks more realistic. She doesn't have a whole bunch of makeup on. Like, yes, she has the standard Barbie lips and maybe a tiny bit of blush. But other than that, I don't see anything inappropriate about this doll. She's dressed how Katherine Johnson was dressed in the movie. She has hair that is appropriate to the representation of who she's supposed to be. So for me, this was a win-win. So, but that is my video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy to all those who continuously return to my videos. I know I don't post a lot. I don't have a lot of free time, as well as I haven't been finding the confidence or free space in order to do these YouTube videos as frequent as I would like. So I'm happy that you guys watch. I'm very happy that I still have a following, even to the little amount of subscribers I have on YouTube and the larger following that I have on Instagram. I am super appreciative. I really do appreciate it. This is something I'm trying to make my life, and I really feel like I have a really good chance of doing so. So support the kid will support you. I'm still doing free product endorsements as well as reviews. So if you want that to happen, you need to reach out. Let me know. Product reviews. I do logos as well. So let me know what's going on. I do them for the low. I'm here about black business, so I will definitely make sure that I'm not overcharging or doing anything super extra for a logo or any reviews or anything like that, which again are free. So reach out to me. Capitalize. Black business. I'm here for it. Black History Month. International Women's Month. Get with it. Thanks, guys.